Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new then welcome. My name's Christina, and on my channel we talk all things beauty from my own experiences. And today we have a brand new lip product launch from Fenty Beauty. They recently came out with gloss sticks, and are you ready? Wait for it. Lip liners. They finally came out with lip liners after everyone has been asking them since probably the very first time they launched makeup. We finally got them. So I picked up 2 lip liners, and I also picked up 5 of the brand new gloss sticks. We're going to be swatching them, first impressions. I'm going to be comparing them to Fenty Beauty's old Slip Shine formulation. So if you guys are interested in seeing my swatches as well as my in-depth review, then let's get started. As mentioned, I did pick up 5 shades. I have the shades Is It Fussy, Spice Cold, Sorta Selfish, Fenty Glow, and Hot Chocolate. I decided not to pick up all the shades just because makeup is expensive right now. I'm trying to contain myself. I have a lot of lip products, and these were the shades that I thought would suit me the best. So hopefully one of the shades that you've been eyeing are in this video. And then out of the lip liners, I did pick up the shades Pnut Butta and Rubberbandz. We're going to be also doing little lip combos with those as well. Let's pull up some specs so we can read through those really quickly. There are 10 different shades. These retail for $25. You can get them at Sephora, Ulta, as well as on Fenty's website. It says that these are a glossy, medium pigmented lipstick with luscious shine and a big dose of vitamin E and shea butter to lock in moisture for up to 8 hours. It says that it has explosive shine, it has a moisture lock formula, and it's packed with caring ingredients to condition, nourish, and keep lips looking plump. So looking at the shade range here, I like the shade range. However, I will say 3 of the more neutral pinky shades, the shades Riri, Hibiscus, and Is It Fussy, they all seem to be a variation of the same pinkish shade. I'm pretty sure because of the swatches, they all look fairly different from each other than they do online. But just looking at this, I was like, out of those, which one would I most likely wear? And I chose Is It Fussy, just because it seems like more of the neutral, less bright of the 3 options. I was in between buying both Hot Chocolate and Spice Cold, but to be quite honest with you guys, I have a little bit of an inkling that both of these 2 are going to be very popular and probably sell out. So I was kind of like, I want to get my hands on it selfishly. I want both of them just in case they do go out of stock and I end up really wanting them for myself. So as you can see with the swatches on the back of my hand, these are very glossy, very shiny. And personally, I do agree. I think that these do have medium coverage when it comes to pigmentation. They seem promising so far, so I'm really excited. And we're going to start off with Fenty Glow. And Fenty Glow is described as being a rose tan shade. Right off the bat, I think I really like this formulation compared to other gloss sticks. The actual stick seems to be a little bit more on the solid side. So what I mean by that is right when it hits the lips and as I'm trying to put it on, it's not just melting all over the lips. It's not giving me too much product. I still can do like a pretty average swipe onto the lips and not have to be too careful. Something like the Hourglass Glossy Bombs, the e.l.f. gloss sticks, the Makeup by Mario lip serums, or glow serums I think they're called, and like even the Juvia's Place gloss sticks, those can tend to be more on the melty side, while this kind of applies similar to more traditional lipsticks, but you do get that gloss payoff. I really wasn't sure what to expect with this, if it was going to be more on the melty goopy side or if it was going to be similar to their Slip Shines, which we will be addressing towards the end of the video. I always love the Fenty Glow lip color. I'll compare it to one of the glosses that I have. I have it in the cream formulation. I can't find the original one. I know I have it somewhere, guys. It has to be in a purse tucked away somewhere, but I'll show you guys what they look like in comparison. And on the lips, this actually looks like it's more medium to, I want to say, full coverage. It says medium pigmented lipstick, but to me, this is giving more full. Definitely more melty than your traditional lipstick though, I will say that. Next up, we're gonna do the shade number 4, Is It Fussy? And this one is described as a dusty pink. By the way, guys, all of these lipsticks do have a scent. They smell exactly like the Fenty Beauty lip glosses, specifically the heat ones. I'm pretty sure all the lip glosses smell the same, but I smell it the most on the heat glosses, so that's like immediately where my mind went to. Here's the shade Is It Fussy. I would say that it looks pretty similar right off the bat to Fenty Glow. However, this one does pull a little bit more purple on my skin tone. I think that there's enough of a difference for me to justify it, and for me as someone that has a lot of lipsticks, I can tell the difference between Fenty Glow and Is It Fussy. You guys let me know what you think of the side by side of both of these shades, if you have a preference on the two. I will say that Is It Fussy seems to be a little bit more on the mauve side, but I did not pick up the shade Riri, which is definitely more of a cool tone mauve. I typically don't go for a cool tone mauve. That's why I went with this one instead. I think that this is something that I could still wear with a lip liner and still really like it. I really enjoy that the formulation allows me to do 2 layers of this on the lips without it getting too gloopy or messy, and I'm not getting any like stringing or anything like that. I wasn't sure if this again was going to be that melty. Next we have the shade number 7, Sorta Selfish, and this one is described as being a honey brown. Here's Sorta Selfish. I knew I was gonna like this shade. It's a little bit more on the warm tone, seems to have a little bit of like a yellow undertone in this brown. It's beautiful. I love these types of shades. Sometimes if I'm very pale, it can sort of like wash me out, but in the summertime, I live for these shades. I think that they are so interesting on my skin tone and on my complexion. So if you prefer shades that are more like warm mid-tone browns, then I think that you would really like this one. And I think it's pretty tame. Again, I feel like this is super wearable. I think this formulation is very, very wearable. Next up, we have the shade number 8, Spice Cold. And this is described as being a pink brown, which you guys know pink browns are what I always gravitate towards. Here is Spice Cold. Really beautiful pinky brown, a little bit on the darker side of pinky browns than what I typically wear on an everyday basis, but I think that this is going to be perfect for when I want something a little bit more, not dramatic, but just not as like light as my usual pinky browns, you know what I mean? So this reminds me of a lip look that I would go for with lip liner and then topping it with a pinky brown color, but all in one. Like this is wrapped all in one. This almost feels like a little bit of a warmer, little bit darker version of Is It Fussy. I will put a side by side here so you guys can see these two compared to each other, but I really like this one. I like this one more than Is It Fussy just because it's more of a pink and less of a purple. And lastly, we have the shade number 9, Hot Chocolate, and this one is described as being a rich brown shade. Okay, and now let me go ahead and swatch the lip liners for you guys so we can see what these look like. So first we're gonna go in with Pnut Butta. These seem to be very similar to each other. However, I do see a slight difference, and I notice with lip liners, even the slightest change makes the biggest difference in your finished lip look. So Pnut Butta is described as being a light beige. Let's see if this shows up on the lips. Is this a twist? I think that you sharpen these. Oh, thank goodness. This shade does show up on my lips, and it's actually such a pretty contour shade. Looks literally like it has the same undertone as my natural lip color, but it's just a step or two darker. So do you see the definition that it's giving me? It's beautiful. They glide on really creamy. They're very, very easy to apply, but if you don't go in and blend it right away, you can feel it's dried automatically. And with the swatches here, when I was taking all of the lipsticks and the lip liners off of the back of my arm, I had to go in a couple times and rub it a little bit to get the lip liners off. So this gives me a lot of hope when it comes to the wear time of these lip liners. I have a really good feeling that these are going to last a really long time on the lips. And then let's go ahead and top this one with the shade Fenty Glow. See what this lip combo looks like. I really like this lip combo. It's very subtle. Like I said, this is kind of giving me more of a lip contour vibe versus like changing the actual color of my lips. And I really like that these days. I feel like I'm all into lip liners that just define my lips, like something that makes them look naturally more plump and juicy just because of like the illusion of shadows and stuff, you know? Okay, it seems to come off a little bit easier with something glossy on top of it, but I'm sure if this like just wore off naturally on the lips, the lip liner would stay a lot longer than the glossy lipsticks. And now let's put on the shade Rubberbandz on the lips and see what this looks like. I like how creamy this is because it's easy to draw on a thicker amount of it, like on the outer corners. It doesn't tug at all. It's really creamy. But as I'm rubbing it in, I like feel it dry down. Rubberbandz is described as a warm tan. And on me, I almost want to say that this looks a little bit more cool. Does it not? Or is it just me? You guys let me know. I think that Rubberbandz and Pnut Butter are very different on the lips. Upon swatching, they look pretty similar, so I was a little bit nervous, but this looks different enough for me, so I'm happy. Let's do this one with Sorta Elfish. Okay, that's a little bit darker and a little more cool than I want it to be. Now I want to pair it with Fenty Glow just to see if there's any difference with this lip liner versus Pnut Butter. Okay, so those were all of the swatches. I'm going to keep on Rubberbandz and Fenty Glow on the lips. First impressions. They're really good. I really enjoy this type of lip product. Pleasantly surprised by how solid these are, how they keep their shape when you're actually applying it to the lips and it doesn't deposit too much color. I will say, however, Hot Chocolate, this one does seem to be a little bit more melty than the other ones. I will show you guys here on the swatches. You can kind of see that this one almost deposited a little bit too much of the product. It kind of like chipped off the actual bullet here, but other than that, all of the other ones have more similar consistencies to each other. I like that you can do one layer of this and get like pretty solid medium pigmentation. It's a lipstick lip gloss hybrid. That's exactly what it seems like. This looks exactly like I took a lip liner, a regular lipstick, and then topped it with a gloss, but I have two of the products in one, which you guys know I love a good multi-use, a multi-functional product like this. Less that I have to worry about, less that I have to reapply throughout the day. I really like the lip liners. I like the effect that they gave me. I love how creamy they are, but I'm telling you guys, they dried down a lot faster than I anticipated. You will have to kind of work quickly with this, but with that being said, I think that these are actually going to last on the lips for a really long time. I'm going to wear this for the rest of the day, and I'll let you guys know in the description box down below how these wear. And I also wanted to note that on their website, they say that the shades are supposed to look non-ashy on the lips, and I actually really agree with that claim with these two shades, because typically shades like these can pull really cool on me to the point where they kind of make my lips look dead a little bit. So I appreciate the tones of these. I want to compare really quickly the Fenty lip shines with these brand new gloss sticks. I did swatch them side by side to see what the differences in actual formulation may be, and I found that the Fenty slip shines, they seem to have lighter pigmentation upon first layer than the gloss sticks, but these seem to build up fairly quickly. And the biggest difference that I noticed with these is that the slip shines have a noticeable glitter in them. They're not chunky glitter to where you can feel them on the lips, but you can definitely tell that the majority of the shine that you get out of the slip shines are coming from that glitter finish, so they look a lot shinier than they actually are. They still are really shiny lipsticks, don't get me wrong. Like, they definitely look like a lip oil balm type of finish on the lips, and these are just straight up cream finishes, and all of the shine that comes from these are going to be the glossy finish on them. But if you like the formula of the slip shines, how they keep their shape and they're not too melty, they're more of like a tinted lip balm type of formulation, then you'll like the gloss sticks because they tend to keep their shape as well, and they're not too goopy and melty on the lips. And I don't know if they're slowly phasing out the slip shines. I've noticed that they don't have them stocked in store as often, and I think they only have like a select few shades in stock in store now, and most of them are online only. So you know, if you're having trouble finding these are a really great alternative to them. And like I said, I will be comparing all of the coinciding colors with the other formulas that I have from Fenty Beauty. I have the Fussy lip gloss, and then I'm going to be comparing it here for you guys with the shade Is It Fussy from the Gloss Stix. I also have the Fenty Heat Hot Chocolate lip gloss. That is one of my absolute favorite lip glosses that I own. I just love the tone of it. I love how it's like more of a neutral brown shade. It's super, super wearable. And I'll compare it here to the gloss stick. I do notice that the gloss stick does have a tint more red in it than the lip gloss does. I think the lip gloss is very much a more true, almost cool leaning brown tone, whereas the gloss stick definitely is more of a warm reddish brown tone. So in conclusion, I don't think that these are going to be the meltiest, glossiest gloss sticks that I have tried, but I kind of like this formulation more than a melty, glossy lipstick. I know that a lot of people have some issues with those other ones because you kind of have to like dab them on or like rub them onto the lips and be a little bit more strategic on how you apply them. Whereas this one is more similar to your more traditional bullet lipstick, where you can not no fuss apply it, but more easily apply onto the lips. You don't have to be as careful. But with that being said, you're not going to get that same mirror-like shine finish that you might get from more of those melty gloss sticks. I personally really like this finish. I like something that is like slightly glossy. I don't always crave something that's going to look like my lips are mirror shine and like dripping with gloss, you know what I mean? I definitely have those days where I want the glossiest of glossy lip glosses. More often than not, I like something a little bit more toned down, similar to this, as like my everyday lip color. This is nothing revolutionary, but I will say that I can foresee myself reaching for this formulation more than other ones that I have in my collection, which says a lot about this. So for me, these get my stamp of approval, guys. I really enjoy these. I like the colors that they came out with. I love that they gave us a lot of more not toned down, not neutral shades, but personally for me, I'm not really wearing pops of color often. And personally, I think that these are really wearable for my complexion. I'm very happy with them. I thought that I would like all of these, so I'm very happy that all of these worked out for me. And I definitely think that all of these are kind of gonna like rotate in my collection, which I'm really excited about. These gloss sticks do claim to wear for 8 hours. Now we'll see how that does. Again, I'll leave it in the description box down below. I tend to notice with glossy lip colors, they do fade a lot faster just because of the nature of a glossy lip, you know? They don't last as long as like your satin matte or matte lipsticks, just because again, they're a little bit more slippery. Maybe that claim is more like if you're not eating and drinking throughout the day, but I will keep you guys updated. I'm also going to be doing some short form videos talking more about these, so if you want to see them, follow me on Instagram or TikTok. That's where those are going to be. As always, I'm going to be linking these in the description box down below for you guys, as well as my YouTube shopping tab, so you can easily access all of these products if you want to shop them. And of course, you guys are not obligated to use my links. However, I do earn a small commission when you do, so it supports me and it supports my channel. It allows me to continue to make content like this for you guys, so I really appreciate when you do. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you found it helpful. If you did, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this one, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!